Well, alright guys, it appears that AB5 is going to be taking effect very soon, and that it is going to be a whole lot more of a bullet to the head than we ever thought it was going to be. January the 1st, 2020, AB5 will take effect in California. Originally it was thought that this bill was not going to affect everybody. Well, we knew it was going to try to affect everybody, but we also thought that owner-operators that were leased to carriers that did not have company drivers might be safe from this act. But apparently, in a letter sent out recently by Landstar to all of their owner-operators that are based out of California, they'll have to move out of the state or cancel their lease. We all seen recently how Prime has done the exact same thing with their lease drivers. They've either had to go over to the company side or leave the state. And this is going to continue in a very bad way, just like CARB put so many people out of business in California. So Landstar sent this letter out on November the 4th. Its leased owner-operators can move out of the state and provide the company with proof of a new driver's license, get their own authority, or deliver a load into California, but they can't pick up a load in the state. Due to the uncertain level of environment created by the new law, Landstar will be reaching out to each BCO operator who has California-based address on file with Landstar to discuss some options relating to the potential impact of new law. It will be up to each individual to decide what they're going to have to do. So now we see how it's going to affect everyone, because if Prime did this, all the other companies that do lease purchases and such will enact the same requirements across the board on all of their lease operators. And now this takes it out of the ballpark of just companies that have company drivers and lease drivers, with Landstar getting involved that has no company drivers. It really makes me worry that it's going to be across the whole board of independent contracting. If you live in California, if you live outside of California, that's fine. I don't know how that's going to affect everyone that hauls loads into California and picks up into California that doesn't live there at all. That's something else to think about. We may end up having to take California off of our map, as far as I can see, if they enact this any further. I mean, it's going to go to legislation, to court. It's definitely probably going to go to the Ninth Circuit, but then it'll have to get kicked up to the Supreme Court, because the Ninth Circuit's just not going to do anything for anybody. AB5 is a state law determining whether a worker is an employee or a contractor. It stems from the California Supreme Court's decision against Dynamax Operations West, a package and document delivery company. The court found that Dynamax miscalculated its delivery drivers as independent contractors rather than as employees, and that all California-based companies that use independent contractors must use the ABC test, a three-pronged test to determine whether a worker is an employee. Trucking companies must prove a worker is free from control and direction of the hire in connection with the performance of the work. The worker performs work that is outside the usual course of the hiring entity's business, and the worker is customarily engaged in an independent established trade, occupation, or business of the same nature as the work performed for the hiring entity. AB5 is affecting carriers of all sizes, including Landstar. This is indicative of Landstar at the same conclusion that many other motor carriers not based in California have arrived at recently. Schneider National has also called all of their contractors and let them know that it's the same thing for them. Let them know that they have to, if they are owner-operators, are being called and being given the option to get their own authority, move out of the state, or become company drivers. The state of California is trying to superimpose its will on the federal government, but I believe the federal courts may fight this, but I don't know. I know they will, but I don't know who's going to win.